Hi there. You've probably received this video from your accountant or bookkeeper because they want to help you get set up on the Nomisma self-assessment mobile app. Now, this mobile app will help you track the status of your tax return, and it will also give you insight as to how much tax you need to pay and when it needs to be paid by. But also, you'll be able to sign your tax return and view your tax return within the mobile app. So let's get started. Once you've received the login from your accountant or bookkeeper, you'll be able to download the mobile app onto your phone via the Google Play or the Apple App Store. You'll be able to log in and you will see a screen that looks exactly like this. Now, at the top here, you can see the tax return status, which says not started. And just above that, in this box, you can select the tax year that you would like to look at. And where it says not started, that's because your accountant hasn't started the tax return just yet. So what you can do here is select get started. And then it takes you through the process of just reviewing your information and then selecting next. So you review your information just to confirm that that information is correct. And then you'll be prompted to fill in a short questionnaire to make sure your accountant has all of the information they need to produce the tax return. Now, the very first question is, if we do the bookkeeping or run the payroll for your business, you don't need to mention it below. Please only include information which we are not already aware of. So if your accountant or bookkeeper already knows about your income, you don't need to include it here. But if there's anything that they don't already know, you can then answer it in the questionnaire. So were you employed during the tax year? You can then go through and answer that question. Or were you in a partnership? You can add a comment. So I'm just going to skip through this and press next. But this will make sure that you're covered and every aspect of a tax return is catered for by answering these questions. Okay, and then at the end, you're then prompted to upload any files that you may want to send to the accountant or bookkeeper. So if you had them on your mobile phone, you can upload a P60 and attach it here. I'm just going to go and review and submit. Then it prompts you just to review the questions. And then submission successful. So we'll begin processing your questions and we'll be in touch soon. You can now close this window. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the mobile app. And now that I've submitted that, I can refresh and it shows you that the questionnaire has now been submitted. Now, your accountant or bookkeeper will receive that and all of the answers, and they'll be able to process them. So you can see the action button there. It now says awaiting advisor. So on my system, I'm just going to update that to in progress. Okay, so that tax return now is saying it's with the advisor. And that's because I've changed it to in progress on the accountant system. Now, if I change it from in progress to sent for approval, then it will update the status here. You may not be able to see it, but in the notifications bar, there is a little bell icon, and that's showing me that a notification has come through on the mobile app. So if I drag down on the menu at the top there, you can see here, your tax return requires your attention. Yeah, so now the tax return says to be approved. And that's because in the accountant system, I changed the tax return to sent for approval. So at this point, you can now select review tax return, and you'll be prompted to review the self-assessment form, the tax calculation, and the self-assessment summary. So by selecting that, you can review all of your information that's been submitted and agree that it's correct. Yep, so once you've approved that, you can then go to the tax calculation, approve that, self-assessment summary, and approve that. And now we can just type in our signature. And that will e-sign each of those individual documents and send them back to the accountant, Once you've done that, the accountant or bookkeeper will receive a notification to say that you've approved your documents, and they will then be prompted to file them with HMRC. And at this point, you can view the tax return at any time, so you can always go and have a look at the approved documents. And you would also be able to see your total income, your taxable income, tax due, and when it's due by. And then at the bottom here, the make tax payment, it will take you to a HMRC webpage, which will show you exactly how you can make payment of the tax. And then finally, the last stage, once it has been filed, so I'm just going to go into the system and mark as filed. That's just processing. There you go. So now the tax return status has been updated to filed, so you can have peace of mind that it has been filed with HMRC. And then when the next tax year starts, you would always be able to go back to this in order to access the tax calculation, the form, and the summary, if you ever need it for mortgage purposes or anything like that. And you'll also notice, there's a notification that's come through as well. So your tax return has been filed. Here's how to pay. So by selecting that, it will then take you to the home page where you'll be able to select the make tax payment button. I hope this is useful. If you do have any questions, any queries, please do get in touch. Our team can be contacted on support@nomisma.co.uk or by calling 020 3021 2326. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.